a feeling I'm gonna piss off a lot of people with this one, but how is that any different than any other video that I've done in the past year or 2 years? Subscribe if you enjoy my content. Today is a great day to stir up some bull. Yeah. That car outside my house agrees.
Stigma against MAPS is a problem in part because it makes MAPS think that they're monsters. That's really problematic in terms of MAP well-being. It's really hard to cope when you think you're a terrible person because you have attractions that you can't change.
It's 2021 and we care more about the feelings of MAPS, pedophiles, than we do about the spaces of women.
I'm gonna get in your spaces. Right in your spaces. All up in your spaces. Including your toilets. And you know how I know I'll get in your toilets? Because I'm in your toilets right now.
It's the same smirk as always. Every time. It's just entitled brats.
Because you have attractions that you can't change.
Yes, attractions that they cannot change. There is scientific evidence that proves this. Check this out.
We could tell in the beginning that something was different in these people, and it was something that was different in a way that they couldn't control. But we had no idea, is this the kind of thing that would be different from something that they learned over the course of life, or something that they were born with? Sometimes
I'm trying to get comfortable when talking about something that's very uncomfortable. Sometimes things having a stigma around them is a good thing. Many stigmas arise because whatever it is inherently bad for us or bad for society at large. There are stigmas around people that use hard drugs. There are stigmas around Geminis and Scorpios. Just kidding, love you Geminis and Scorpios. And sometimes things can be true, but not good. Is it true that they cannot help their attractions? Yes. Is it good? No. There is a very clear mental illness, something, mental mismatch, whatever you want to call it, going on here.
So it's accidentally identifying things in the environment that should evoke a parental nurturant instinct, but instead it's provoking a sexual and erotic instinct, almost like a literal cross-wiring in the brain. Interestingly, the science in general says that pedophiles appear to be born, not made.
I do think it's important to note here, not because I'm playing devil's advocate or something, but just because for definition purposes in this video, it's important to note that being a pedophile is not the same thing as being a child molester. I agree with that. Pedophilia is simply defining the attraction, not the action. Let's look at the dictionary definition just to be sure. Pedophile, a person who is sexually attracted to children. Correct.
Dr. Alan Walker argued for the use of the term minor attracted people, or MAPS, to describe people who are attracted to kids instead of the word pedophile. They argue the term MAPS is less stigmatizing since not everyone who is attracted to children will abuse them.
Now, do I think calling pedophiles MAPS is helpful? I mean, the only people it would be helpful for would be the pedophiles themselves, right?
Walker stressed that child sexual abuse is never okay and that their goal is to find ways to prevent it.
See, if calling pedophiles MAPS actually got them to go to therapy to work out some of these issues or all of these issues in whatever way they could, I'd be down to call them MAPS because that's beneficial to them and to society at large. But that's not what we've seen online, at least. I have seen pretty much nothing but MAP pride posts, at least on Twitter, on Tumblr, on Instagram. And to the people that are comparing this to being LGBT, don't. MAP pride is not the same thing as gay pride. When we say that we are proud to be gay, it doesn't mean we're actually proud of being attracted to the same sex. What it means is we know that we are shamed for our sexual orientation. And we know that our sexual orientation, it's not morally incorrect. Two consenting adults interacting with each other is very different than an adult interacting with a child. I don't think it makes sense to be proud of having a mental defect or a mental disconnect or a mental illness. Like, I'm not proud to have anxiety. I have an anxiety disorder. I'm not proud of it. Should I be shamed for it? No. Should I be celebrated for having it? Also no. One should simply seek help to get better. I mean, it's that simple. Also, random thought of the day. Why am I not surprised that this lecture series took place at a New York City college? This is apparently the same person in the video, the previous videos, I guess before they transitioned. Here's a great take on Twitter. Robert Lindsay said, yes, most kids are not harmed long-term by being molested. By college, they're mostly over it. Ever talk to a woman who got molested? I have. Most get over it. It's not a big deal. Most even like it. I met, I think, 6 adult women in my lifetime who liked it. The fact that this has 509 quote tweets and not retweets does make me happy, does give me some faith in humanity. Because when people quote tweet instead of retweet it, usually it's because they have something to say to what that person said. So they have their tweet on the bottom and then they quote tweet it and they say something to it on top. Hey Rob, just to let you know, just because someone isn't harmed by something necessarily doesn't mean that it's morally correct to do said something. In reference to the video, somebody said, honestly, I don't hate this approach. What are we supposed to do with people that are attracted to children? Should we gild and kill them like it's the Middle Ages? It's a psychiatric disorder that needs to be studied and treated. I agree with that. Somebody else wrote, this is literally a presentation about preventing pedophiles from offending. James, there's only one type of person who would have a problem with that, and they're all about to reply to me, angrily insisting that they're not pedophiles. Why does the far left keep doing this, by the way? Why does the far left keep changing the names of things as if that's going to somehow change reality? A map is still a pedophile, just under a different name. Thieves are still thieves. You see that the left wants to like change the word looters now because they say that when you say looters, it associates more with the black community. So they want to change it. Like, these people are still going to be robbing people. Doesn't matter what you call them. All in the name of social justice. Doesn't help anything. Like, is this to suggest that if we stop calling them pedophiles, they'll stop being pedophiles? No, of course not. The issue here isn't being fixed. The stigma attached to the words isn't the issue. The issue is the issue. In Denver, the state board dropped the term sex offender because calling it a negative label. Maybe these words having a negative connotation attached to them will prevent people from doing stupid shit. Just maybe it'll make them think twice before becoming a sex offender and before actually touching somebody that didn't consent to it. Maybe if we keep speaking out about how horrible it is to be a child molester, a rapist, a sex offender, maybe if we do all these things, we won't have as many leftists threatening to riot for a child rapist getting killed after he attacked a 17-year-old, Kyle Rittenhouse. Hey celebs, stop defending these people. Stop feeling bad for child molesters. I mean, it's not much to ask for, really. We come together to mourn the lives lost to the same racist system that devalues black lives and devalued the lives of Anthony and JoJo. JoJo's a pedophile, convicted child rapist, you idiot. But no, these people are way too worried about the way you carry your baby and how that might be racist. Wait, that's just in? Even wanting a child out of nowhere might be racist. The person that wrote this is named Rebecca Onion. Like, does Rebecca Onion write for The Onion? Like, is this real? It is? Okay, I thought so. Last thing, can we talk about Zoophiles for a second? I was gonna do a whole video on it, but I think it makes sense to add them into here because both people, pedophiles and zoophiles, if they do act on their attraction, they're both considered rapists. For those of you who don't know, zoophiles or zoophilia is involving sexual fixation involving non-humans, bestiality. Basically, it's a new word for bestiality. Zoophile is the new bestiality. Zoophile is to a map as bestiality is to a pedophile, basically. But yeah, it's when people are attracted to animals. The good thing is I don't see too many people coming to their defense. Instead, I see more tweets like this than anything else. Most of the LGBT community, you don't come to the defense of zoosexuals and you attack us. You don't make an effort to understand us or hear our arguments. Until zoosexuals are cared about, I won't care about the LGBT community. Boo-hoo. Like I said, very, very few people are coming to their defense, so that's good. Somebody wrote, stop squirrels. Somebody wrote, leave their nuts alone. Somebody wrote, bestiality will never be valid and will never be accepted in the community. Cry about it. I'm glad that you finally noticed there's no place for you in our community and it will never be like that. And somebody wrote, and they said this perfectly, they animals and act like it's the same as being gay. And I'm gonna end the video there. Being attracted to animals, being attracted to children, and acting on those attractions is not the same thing as being gay or transgender, like actual transgender. Stop trying to make it happen. It's not gonna happen. We're really talking about this in 2021. If you guys enjoyed this video and you wanna see more of me, go and follow me on my Facebook page. I am posting 4 videos a day over there. All political content. You guys are gonna love it. And other than that, I will see you guys back here in a few days with a brand new video. I love you.